We end the La Liga season at the Santiago Bernabéu. It's live here on Sky Sports 5. Well, Carlo Ancelotti's made 6 changes from the 4-1 win against Espanyol last week. Ronaldo, always plays, and most of the time he scores. He's done it again, 13 minutes in. He's 46th in La Liga this season, 59 in all competitions after a great cross from Marcelo. And that's how it stands at the moment, just after 16 minutes on the clock. Your commentary team, Terry Gibson and Kevin Keatings.
Madrid would love to have had Getafe, their capital neighbours, as being one win away from lifting the La Liga title. Of course, they knew that wasn't going to be the case, and whatever happened at the Camp Nou, it was going to be Barcelona's 5th title in 7 seasons. Ended up being a little bit of a story about Deportivo La Coruña, didn't it? And a point in that surprise comeback from 2-0 down to 2 messy goals. That point has kept Deportivo up. It's Almeria and Eibar who have gone down with Córdoba into the Segunda next season. Getafe were only first promoted to La Liga back in 2004. They've been ever present since, on tiny home attendances, minuscule budget. I've said it many times before, but it's worth saying again, they have very much punched above their weight and have, by and large, over that 11 years, survived with a degree of comfort. Stayed under a certain amount of questioning into the latter weeks of this season. They've not been prodigious scorers by any means. Managed to scrape their way to 10 wins in by Pedro Leon. They picked up here by Mehdi Lassen, the Algerian international. Support from Sarabia. Out by Pepe. Getafe earn their first corner. Pablo Sarabia, once of Real Madrid, will take the corner kick. Firmly out by Ronaldo. This is Lassen.
Spirited little reply from Getafe. Good possession in terms of set piece.
This is Castro. Pedro Leon. Vigaray. Well televised, ball ends by Marcelo. Don't think Casillas has prevented the corner there. It looked like his both hands were behind the line.
His goalkeeper, I think the referee decides the ball comes off of Mendy.
Pedro Leon with the corner. Free kick against Lassen. Well, there's all sorts of raging speculation at the moment, Terry, about Carlo Ancelotti's future. As Ronaldo with a rather unorthodox clearance there off the top of his shoulder. But we'll speak about Ancelotti a little bit later. But in terms of how Real Madrid will move in the transfer market. Of course, Barcelona unable to enter that this summer because of their ban. As James delivers, Codina could have caught that. It's a risky punch. And it flicks away off Mendy's shot now for the corner. Where do you see Real Madrid moving to?
At the moment, I have to be honest, no idea, and I think we have to wait and see what happens regarding position of manager. One thing is for sure, they've learnt this season that you cannot maintain a challenge on all fronts using predominantly 13 or 14 players that Ancelotti has chosen to do so.
Yes, there were some very interesting stats in terms of minutes on the pitch. And 13 players played beyond 3,000 and some beyond 4,000 this season. But one or two, when you look at people like Jese in particular, Javier, Hernandez, you feel Ancelotti hasn't used enough in the latter few weeks?
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been used enough over the season. Control, Codina. It's quite a long list of players who don't feel that they've played enough games this season for Real Madrid. It's going so well for them in the first half of the season, but there's no doubt they had tired. It was Ancelotti's choice.
This is Lassen, who's shaping for the shot, denied it by Jese. This is Escudero. Oh, it's an excellent goal from Escudero. 1-1 coming up to the midway point of the first half, and the left back with a screamer. Casillas wasn't getting there.
One or two whistles. They believe that Casillas should be saving it. Let's not take any credit away from Sergio Escudero. He tries his luck from distance. Look at closing down. Pepe half-heartedly goes across. A little bit Casillas who gets the blame. And the players from Real Madrid would get picked on either in terms of it going out, shutting down Escudero, denying the chance to all the time in the world. It does get some power behind it. Might take up Casillas by surprise. But it's a fantastic goal from Getafe. They don't score many, and that's one to remember.
Well, there was evidence of audible whistles from certain sections of the Bernabéu stadium towards Casillas, and the way they have treated a legend over the last few weeks has been nothing short of a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. I mean, can you imagine Barcelona whistling, showing derision to Xavi or Iniesta or Carlos Puyol when he was still playing? Wouldn't have happened. You have to say that certain, not all, but certain sections of the Real Madrid support are very selective memories, and to even begin to reproach somebody like Casillas for what he's been as a goalkeeper down the years, Terry, is, in my opinion, a disgrace. Do you agree?
Agree totally. And it can't be comfortable for him now. He's only 34. He's 34 last Wednesday, which is still got plenty of time left. Some goalkeepers don't reach their prime and their peak till their mid-30s. But it must be uncomfortable for him to play in front of these supporters, knowing that every goal he lets in, the camera's going to be focused on him. Sections of the crowd, which I have to say is spreading as well.
And he says he wants to stay. Also said he'd like to see David De Gea join Real Madrid. Of course, that has been heavy speculation. Madrid-born and Manchester United goalkeeper. His girlfriend's from the Spanish capital. His family, of course, live here. There's no secret, I think, that Real Madrid see De Gea, if they can, prize him away from Old Trafford as their goalkeeper for the next decade, possibly beyond. Just 24 years old. It would be hard to see Casillas at any club, but it would be equally hard for him to stay if he spent his latter years as a deputy. That would be hard to understand, because, as Terry said, in goalkeeping terms, still a few good years ahead. Here's Pedro Leon. The shot. Casillas can't get to that either. And Getafe lead. And it's Castro who puts them in front. what a turnaround here. Both the goals arrowed beyond the dive to his left by Iker Casillas.
Well, they said they were going to try and enjoy themselves. Getafe. This is their highest tally for goals scored in a league game this season. 2 goals. Haven't scored more than 2 in one single La Liga game. And they've got 2 wonderful goals. Again, the closing down from Nacho isn't strong enough, isn't good enough. Pepe again. He's got to get out there quicker. Half-heartedly turns his back on it. And again, Diego Castro, more than decent player. Give him time on the edge of the box. He can wrap his foot around it, find the corner, generate the power. And again, Casillas is beaten.
We had absolutely no chance with that one. Beautifully curled into the corner of the net by Castro.
Imagine the intensity shown by Pepe if this had been a game against Barcelona or against Atletico Madrid. Well, it's inexcusable to go out and close people down on 2 occasions now. Get to move out a yard or so, turn your back on it. It's 2 shots fly past him into the back of the goal for Getafe. Ten wins, all but a single goal. 7-2 runs, 3 1-0s. Haven't scored more than 2 goals in a league game all season. Said they were going to enjoy themselves and thoroughly enjoying themselves at home. Being allowed to, I have to say, by Real Madrid. It's an issue that you get some supporters, and a large amount of supporters like this, but he just wants to be treated normal. He doesn't want to come here and have 50% of the crowd clapping him, 50% booing him. It should just be treated with respect. It's ridiculous. But it's good to see that the majority of Real Madrid fans get behind Casillas.
There's Marcelo.
It's almost as if every home game is a popularity contest for Casillas.
Hernandez. Arbeloa. Just a bit more determined there than Escudero. Arbeloa wins the free kick.
Lazy play from the attacking player. Got himself back in a good position. Shouldn't get beat so easily by Arbeloa as he was getting to there.
James Rodriguez over the free kick. Ronaldo looks to the near post. It's gone beyond all the white shirts in there.
Too much made of the challenge there from Villarreal.
That's the man who put Real Madrid in front with his 59th goal of the season. Yes, 59. We used to grow up as youngsters, didn't we? Look through the old football history books and that legendary 60 goals in a season from the Everton striker Dixie Dean. I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a player reach that total. But with Messi and Ronaldo, game changers, season upon season. What a thrill it's been to commentate on those two players these last 10 years and more. Half an hour gone here. If you've just joined us, Ronaldo's header and Real Madrid in front. With goals from Escudero and Castro. Of a tiny club from the southern suburbs of the capital. 2-1 up in the White House.
Pedro now really really good, skillful player. I expect him to do better there.
James Rodriguez had the pass on there, I thought, for Hernandez. Decided not to play it, but it will be a free kick. No Gareth Bale tonight. Bale is amongst the substitutes. Ronaldo will always get first option from a free kick in this sort of range.
Rodriguez, just a bit of contact on James Rodriguez.
It's been amazing to watch how much Ronaldo has lost his technique from direct free kicks this season. He's only scored from one. Still looks to try and put his technique, getting half a side foot and half an instep over it and look for the vicious dip at the end, but many of them have finished wide and high and wide from the target this season. That one's better! Very much better! I think he was listening to me. 2 for Ronaldo, 2-2 at the Bernabéu on the prospect of a few more goals in this one yet.
I just wonder what you're saying is exactly right. Only the one goal before from the set piece. Is that the reason why Getafe choose to only have 3 in the wall? I didn't think it was enough. Were they taking liberties, believing that Ronaldo doesn't hit the target anymore? Yes, they were. And that was quite easy for him. And he takes a little bit off it, makes sure, concentrates on keeping the ball down. That's been the issue. Too many we've seen go over the crossbar this season and fail to hit the target. This does hit the target. There's no chance for Cadena.
That was very much Terry with the side foot, wasn't it? That wasn't with the instep. That was a slight change of technique there. And my goodness, it worked for Ronaldo, who now takes his tally for the season to 60. And that equals his best ever.
I was going to say it equals Dixie Dean.
Ronaldo got 60 in the famous white shirt 3 seasons ago. And is now just 11 goals behind Real Madrid's all-time record goal scorer, Raul. Here he goes again. It's an excellent first touch. Got to be a penalty. Instant decision from referee Teixeira Vitienes. Definite contact on Javier Hernandez. And Cristiano Ronaldo is staring at his 8th La Liga hat-trick of the season from the spot.
It's a good run, and it's a good pass as well. And wonderful first touch. No leg of pass from Ronaldo into the path of Javier Hernandez. Clear foul, clear penalty.
Bigger eye with a push.
Ronaldo was getting across, wasn't he? It probably has saved him. And the fact it's the last game of the season from possibly a red card.
No mistake. Only a matter of time before he breaks Raul's all-time goal-scoring record for Real Madrid. This is his 300th game in all competitions. And it's 312 goals. 313 with the penalty. And 225 now in the league. In 200 league games. That is quite astonishing.
You see there, goes down pretty much down the middle. I think he waits for the goalkeeper, Cadena, to make the first move. Casillas applauds. His team are back in front. It didn't take long. Once they got the equaliser, 2 quick-fire goals from Ronaldo. Set piece, a penalty. I forget he got a hat-trick last week.
Well, that's his 27th La Liga hat-trick. That is an ongoing record. And he has also equalled Lionel Messi for the number of hat-tricks in a single season. That is now 8. Messi achieved that back in season 11-12.
It's absolutely astonishing, isn't it, to recognise The amount of goals that Ronaldo has scored, yet still has only brought one league title in his 6th season at Real Madrid. And you thought if you get a goal scorer that's getting 50, 60 goals every season, you'd win the league on more than just the one occasion.
Yes, we're living in different times, aren't we? Marcelo catching a sore one.
Well, they've conceded too many, haven't they, this season? The worst goals conceded in the top 4. Already conceded 2 more today. Just about getting that balance right, isn't it? They can't all be blamed on the back 4, the goalkeeper. It has to be the whole team functioning to deny teams opportunity, teams to have space and time on the ball. Defending does start from the front.
Diego Castro. Hernandez. Whipped in, but just beyond the advancing run. Wasn't too far away from being a good response from Getafe.
Cracking first half, wasn't it? 5 goals.
Claus breaks out as Jese catches the attention again. Mendy. Mendy for Marcelo, right in that right back position for a moment there, Getafe. Ronaldo's touch, Hernandez! Could well have been going in. It struck Ronaldo and he didn't know much about it. Marcelo, it's a super pass. Jese, we're queuing up here. And it all got rather untidy as far as Real Madrid concerned. On the break now. It's 3 against 3. Hernandez in possession. Pass just short of Sarabia. Just allowed Pepe that little window of opportunity to nibble in and gain possession. Injured himself in the process. Touching his hamstring there. Paul Clement, centre stage for the 2nd week in a row. The Englishman who's been linked heavily with a managerial job in England. Derby County is where his name continues to crop up. And of course Ancelotti's number 2 at the moment at Real Madrid. He very much wants to be a frontline manager. Certainly had a good schooling, hasn't he, under Ancelotti, who have learned an awful lot in their time together at Chelsea, Milan and now Real Madrid. So we'll signal the end for Pepe. In his place comes Rafa Varane. Interesting to see next season whether Varane can edge Pepe out of the picture on a more regular basis. Certainly had his playing time this season, the French international. Very much in the formative years of his career. Pepe at the age of 32, probably another season or 2 left in his Real Madrid career. 5 minutes shy of half-time, an eventful first half here at the Bernabéu. A very open game, which you often get in the final match of a season. Sergio has won the free kick.
be honest, the way he closed down the 2 goals for Getafe, he didn't like a defensive being out here from the first minute. And Pepe, that's one sliding challenge, and pretty quickly gave the issue that he wanted to be replaced. Right back for him.
Casillas is having to be mindful there. Some velocity on the free kick.
Yeah, it is that technique, isn't it? Using the instep. Movement on the ball as well, hitting the target. Casillas had to make the safety first.
Sarabia with the corner for Getafe. You don't have any relegation worries. And they have no worries in levelling it up at 3-3. Casillas rendered a spectator there. Real Madrid didn't clear their lines from the corner. And if it is to be Iker Casillas' final game, he's going to concede at least 3 goals, and it might not be a winning end to his Real Madrid career. Here's the defending, and Mehdi Lassen didn't stand on any ceremony. The Algerian international lashed it beyond Casillas. 3-3.
There's no chance Casillas there. He was 8 yards out, hit with real power, real venom. And for the first time this season, I believe Getafe get 3 goals in a La Liga game. They've gone goal crazy at the Bernabéu. 6 goals in the first half. 3 unlikely goals for Getafe. 3 goals of real quality as well. We'll talk about Carlo Ancelotti maybe keeping his shot. Will this be enough to keep Pablo Franco in charge of Getafe?
Well, a goal fest here today. I wonder if the Spanish Cup final will have plenty of goals to offer us. We'll have the game live for you from the Camp Nou next Saturday. It's Athletic Bilbao against Barcelona, looking to do the domestic double and the first of what they hope will be a treble, because of course they'll face Juventus in the Champions League final. Also, of course, live with us here on Sky Sports.
It's great to watch, but it does magnify the issue that Ancelotti has had this season. Real Madrid conceding goals. Nearly went out to Schalke, didn't they? Unlikely, conceding 4 goals in the second leg here at the Bernabéu.
Sarabia with the corner. Out by Javier Hernandez. Here's Diego Castro. Back with Sarabia. With a decent cross. Flicks off for Mendy. Flashes wide. Casillas, I think, is breathing a little sigh of relief there. Pedro Leon, who fired it goalwards.
Such a shooting practice, I think, Getafe have had this week. New approach from Pablo Franco, the Getafe coach. A week of shooting practice before you go to Real Madrid. It's paying off. You'd have had no chance with that one either.
1 or 2 whistles, I'm afraid, again for Casillas. It's almost as if the Real Madrid supporters are arguing amongst themselves on how Casillas should be treated here. There's only one way he should be treated, and that is with dignity, and I'm afraid it's not happening again. Castro, good run from Escudero. And Rodriguez looking for the cutback. Castro, Escudero could have played advantage there to Sheriff Vitienes. Could have come back and booked Jese and allowed Escudero the chance to cross there from an advantageous position.
So should have been too many complaints. It will give them a chance to get 1 or 2 players into the box. It's a really ridiculous tackle from Jose Rodriguez. And Diego Castro. Petulant challenge, I'm not sure why. Perhaps he's slightly frustrated that he's not getting enough ball at the moment. Desperate for so long to show Ancelotti what he can do, that he could be trusted. must admit, when Ronaldo scored the first, I think it was going to be a relatively straightforward game. It became complicated. And Getafe taking a 2-1 lead, and Ronaldo with what was his hat-trick. Real Madrid ahead, I think that was it again. Great reply from Getafe. They look more likely to get the next goal since they got the equaliser.
Pedro Leon.
Take two.
Just didn't quite get the dip. Not really sure I wanted that first half to end. It's been eventful with a capital E. A Ronaldo hat-trick. But Getafe finding a goal threat from somewhere. The first time this season they've scored more than 2 goals in a game. This could end up with any scoreline. Half-time at the Bernabéu, 3-3.
Yes, it's the last game of the season with nothing riding on it, but you wouldn't have known from either side of the way they've attacked it. What a first half we have had. The thoughts of Guillaume and Geiska in just a couple of minutes' time, where it has been a disappointing season for Real Madrid, and they...
In terms of scoring goals and hat-tricks and everything else.
He'll certainly want to do just that. Let's go back to Terry Gibson and Kevin Keatings.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome back. So, 45 minutes to conclude this La Liga season. All the other matches have finished. Been played earlier today in the main. And just in case you have missed the stories, Barcelona drew 2-2 at home to Deportivo La Coruña. That was enough to keep Deportivo up. They came from 2-0 down, 2 Leo Messi goals to frustrate Barcelona to some extent on their trophy lift on the day. Real Madrid win here would mean that the gap at the end of the season between the big two would be 2 points. Valencia clinched the last of the Champions League places. They'll finish 4th after 3-2 win in Almeria. Sevilla finishing 5th, but they can claim an extra Champions League place for Spain by virtue of winning the Europa League. They're in the final, of course, in their defence of the trophy against the Ukrainians of Dnipro. And the 3 teams that have gone down: Cordoba, Eibar and Almeria. And it was an astonishing first half, extremely open game. That's why we have the scoreline at the top of the screen. And we could have any amount of goals here today.
Fair play to Getafe taking on Real Madrid away from home in a shootout. No pressure on Pablo Franco's team today. Safe. That was achieved last week with the 1-1 draw against Eibar.
Marcelo. Good cross. Oh, it's off the post. And how did that stay out? But not for long. Javier drills it into the net. Ronaldo should have scored. Hernandez did.
They could admit he had to sit at half-time. More goals. That's what we expected. It hasn't taken long. Less than 2 minutes. Hernandez on the spot again. Let's give Real Madrid the lead once more. He's enjoying his football at the moment. That's Marcelo, another really good cross. They have to do more. Getafe have to do more to stop the cross. Someone has to mark Ronaldo, who should score. And they think they've got away with it. Yeah, Hernandez is out, hits the target, hits it down into the ground. Good technique. I think it might just get a slight deflection off of Ronaldo. Another goal for Javier Hernandez.
It's his 9th goal for Real Madrid. I'm sure he'd love to stay here next season. It's still up in the air at the moment. We'd like to have had more playing time, as we touched on in first half commentary. Not the only one. And the fact that Ancelotti did use predominantly 13 players this season, have been more who played bit parts, if you like. Had plenty to do with the amount of injuries that Real Madrid have picked up this season. Hernandez is offside. In total, if you round up all the injuries that Ancelotti and his squad have suffered this season, it amounts to 62 weeks in the amount of game time missed. Far beyond what Barcelona suffered, and that certainly had an impact on the title race.
And the argument was that they were mostly muscle injuries. We've seen Pepe go after day holding the hamstring muscle. Benzema last week holding the thigh.
Just got a brief shot there of Martin Odegaard, the Norwegian international, who surely at some stage in the second half will make history as the youngest ever to pull on the first team shirt of Madrid.
There's only one sub left for Ancelotti to use, or Paul Clement, I think Javier.
Yes, with Carvajal coming on for Arbeloa at the start of the second half, and Varane replacing the injured Pepe during that first half. Hernandez, Ronaldo, good steal here from Carvajal. Hernandez trying to release Jese. The whistle's gone though. Have the free kick. Very good position.
Certainly upended at the referee. In fairness, trying to allow the advantage. Just outside the box. Reckless foul from Ronaldo.
File that one under agricultural from Ronaldo. James Rodriguez, I think, fancies this. The angle favours his left foot. Well, Ronaldo, full rank. Varane just joining the end of that five-man Getafe wall is James! Just superb! A young man who can look back with satisfaction on his first season in La Liga, the Colombian James Rodriguez. No stopping that.
That's fantastic skill. We often hear commentators saying how difficult it is from this range to get the ball over the wall and under the crossbar. And the technique he uses there, it's got a bit of spin on. It's brilliant skill. It really is. I'm trying to describe exactly the action. It's like a little flick of the left ankle. Gets some spin on it, gets the curl on it. Doesn't go too high. No chance for the goalkeeper, whose wall he sets up to have that covered. Not when James Rodriguez is around. That was a fantastic goal.
Never easy to come into a new league, carry new culture. 23 years old, on the back of an eye-opening World Cup with Colombia, with 17 goals, plenty of assists. Real favourite in the dressing room. It couldn't have gone much better than this.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching him play this season. He's been a smashing addition to Real Madrid and a smashing addition to La Liga. One of them was hit him. Start the second half. 2 goals. It's a good watch, that's for sure.
Pedro Leon with the corner. Alexis makes a run to the near post, rather deeper. It's cleared off the line. Mendy in the right spot there for Real Madrid. It's going in. The Norwegian youngster, just 16 years old, Martin Odegaard, knows he's going to get his chance. But as Terry said, 2 changes already and still a long time to go in this game. They'll want to finish, of course, with a win. But I think he was included in the 18 to get some minutes out here today, Odegaard. crowd certainly want to see it.
So it's a straightforward header down from Medi Larson. Again, too easy. From Real Madrid's perspective, the other Indian man to clear the ball off the line.
Marcelo. James. Marcelo was expecting a run which didn't materialise for Marcelo.
Trying their best to endure the day, enjoy this game. Despite the circumstances of Barcelona wrapped up the league title before the last game of the season. Real Madrid and Getafe are rounding off this season in style.
Castro. At the outset of every season, as far as Getafe is concerned, it is just to survive. There have been times since they were first promoted to La Liga in 2004 when they finished in the top half. Here's Ronaldo going for goal. There looked to be any other story. Might be a souvenir if he can manage to smuggle that under his t-shirt. Don't think he's going to have the opportunity. History is about to be made. What a moment for that young man. Marcelo.
An early shout, isn't it? I did wonder if Carvajal being the second sub used by Real Madrid tonight, coming on at half time, might have meant that they may have left it a little bit later.
Carvajal trying to muscle his way into a shooting position, denied that by Ronaldo. Estroza. Well, here comes Real Madrid change. Not only does he make history by becoming the youngest ever player to pull on the famous white shirt of Real Madrid, but he's going to replace the man who's got his 8th hat-trick in La Liga this season. The Pichichi for the 3rd time in the last 6 seasons. Cristiano Ronaldo leaves to an expected ovation and makes way for 16 years, 157 days old, Norwegian international Martin Odegaard, who's going to get half an hour or so now to show us what he's got. An attacking midfield player, already a full Norwegian international, despite his tender years. And how many beats per minute his heart is at the moment, goodness only knows. Stepping onto the hallowed turf that has been trod by so many famous footballers down the years. And to be playing Real Madrid first team at 16 is remarkable. Now then, is there any contact? And Jese, no claim. A bit of temptation though for Codina.
Jese is looking for the contact, isn't he? Looking for maybe a chance to take a penalty with Ronaldo on the pitch. There's a slight nudge in the back. It's going to be interesting to see how Real Madrid handle the future of Odegaard. His own age against adults. Real Madrid B team that have been struggling.
Yeah, so we're relegated last season. As I said earlier, failed to win promotion from the third tier this under Zidane. Well, that's some souvenir, isn't it? Oh, it went to the young man shedding tears. I'm not sure it did. There's a bit of a fight going on for Ronaldo's top. Well, the plan has been around at the Bernabéu, Terry, as we well know, over the last few years. It's been very much about the Galactico signings. Not too many have made their way through the ranks here of late. Probably set to continue, particularly if there's an easing of the financial fair play. It's been called for by the president of UEFA, Michel Platini. One or two of the players that have come through the ranks have made the squad. You know, your Nachos and Jese and one or two more. It's a chance for Sarabia, who once was a youngster here at the Bernabéu. Difficult one to take for him.
Danny Carvajal has come through the ranks, as you know, they went away and they had to buy him back from Bayer Leverkusen. And talk about Sarabia there, they produced so many players for other teams in La Liga. We saw that recent policy, didn't we? Come back to haunt them, the selling of Alvaro Morata to Juventus for big money. A huge cost with him scoring in both legs in the Champions League semi-final. Again, another player that probably feels he didn't get the opportunities that he wanted at Real Madrid.
Do you get the feeling Gareth Bale's going to stay next season?
I believe so. I keep reading that time and time again. He's one of the untouchables in the squad, but the president in particular is behind him and wants him to stay. He's going to ensure that he stays at the club. And I think he should.
Space opening up here now for Getafe. Walk wide by Diego Castro. No chance for Sarabia or Hernandez to put on the end of that. Ronaldo's exit means he won't test the record for goals in the La Liga season, which stands at 50. Ronaldo's total will finish on 48 this season, so Messi's record from the 11-12 season will remain. Pedro Leon. Castro. Corner for Getafe. One or two fans to the left of Ronaldo wanting more than that pink top. They want his actual shirt. But nothing doing at the moment. Pedro Leon with the corner. Ronaldo going to flick on. Mendy can't get to this. Sarabia will. Sarabia's cross, stabbed wide, and there was a chance for Alexis.
It's almost another likely goal scorer for Getafe. Sarabia does well. It's poor defending from Llorente. Should we do better? Should do more to make sure that this doesn't happen, that Sarabia wriggles his way through, gets the cross in, and couldn't divert it past Casillas.
Carvajal. Now Escudero. Castro. Vigaray.
We were talking at half-time, weren't we, that Getafe with just 30 goals prior to this game. The record gross goals scored in the season was 35, which was last season. And now, pre-match notes, it said they need 5 today to avoid that record.
And nobody expected that to happen, but it could. It most certainly could, given that neither defence has looked anything like watertight in this game. Sarabia. Good ball from Alexis, gathered in nicely by Pablo Sarabia. Castro, Vigaray, Pedro Leon. By a corner out of Marcelo. Lovely pass from Kroos. This is James Rodriguez. Good run from Jese. He opens up the space here for Hernandez.
Goes from distance. Odegaard makes the little movement to his right. Space for Real Madrid to make the most of there in that attack.
Just on the subject of Martin Odegaard on the ball here, the 16-year-old, you have to believe that his former club, Strong Godset, will have a nice little clause in the deal for when he plays a set number of matches. Real Madrid. Of course, he's going to have intense competition to stay in the picture ongoing. It's a certainty. Now, no Ronaldo. Who's going to step up here? James has scored an excellent free kick in this second half. Jese, who won the free kick. James immediately got to the ball first.
It's a right-footed option, isn't it? And we have Marcelo and James Rodriguez over the boy. I wonder whether Toni Kroos might be interested in this.
Give it to Odegaard. It's the romantic in me coming out. A little conversation between Marcelo and James. It will be a left foot, looks like him. It is James! That's a decent stop. He was within his grasp, comfortable enough possibly for Cordina, but he might have just seen this late.
I thought if he was going to spill it, he was going to go to Odegaard, who was following up. And then with, of course, Javier Hernandez.
To not only the final quarter of this game, the final quarter of the last 90 minutes of this La Liga season. Congratulations to Barcelona. A wonderful second half to the season made them worthy champions. What hurts Real Madrid as much as anything is in their relatively barren drought. It's Real Madrid who've won 5 of the last 7 Liga crowns, just 1 in the last 7 for Real Madrid. It's their worst run since They went 17 seasons without the title in the early 30s. That won't be lost in this huge football club. One title win in 7 seasons by their standards is very poor. Getafe getting Alex Felipe ready to come on shortly. It's James Rodriguez. Cruz. Odegaard. Rafa Varane. Toni Kroos. James Rodriguez. It's a nice move and superbly finished by Jese. Well, that's the kind of football Real Madrid were producing earlier this season when they engineered a club record 22 wins in a row in all competitions. And that was just too hot and too cute for Getafe.
Slow, patient, possession-based build-up from Real Madrid, and then that change of pace in the final third. And you see the golfing quality there between the Real Madrid players and the Getafe players. Jese Rodriguez, it's a popular goal. You see, it's a little give and go between James and Jese Rodriguez. And this ends up again with James assisting the goal, playing it into the path of Jese Rodriguez. Great weight on the pass from James, where Jese Rodriguez doesn't have to take a touch. He can run onto it, stroll onto it, curl it in towards that far post.
He's going to be an interesting character next season. Alex Felipe is on for Getafe. No way back, you would suspect now, for a tiny club from the southern suburbs of the capital, as Felipe is on for Juan Rodriguez. But Jese, 22 years old, Terry, bristling with talent, would walk into most other teams in La Liga, most of them, not all, but he's been frustrated with his lack of playing time this season. I wonder if he's going to be as patient next season if the picture is a similar one.
First and foremost, it's pleasing to see him back to full fitness and very serious knee injury. And I guess he showed patience when he first came back, but as the season went on, he could probably get irritated about the fact he wasn't getting trusted by Ancelotti, and it's been interesting to see his mindset over the summer.
Well, Terry made the very valid point that they sold Alvaro Morata on the left with egg on their face about that, offside against Hernandez. Flag was raised and the whistle had gone long before he buried the ball in the back of the net. It's a tight one, but I think it was correct. So Real Madrid have a little bit of history to remember, to tread carefully by letting their young bucks go too early. So the curtain coming down over the next quarter of an hour or so on another La Liga season. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have in bringing it to you. But it's not the end of Spanish football and Sky Sports for the season, because we've got a little matter of the Cup final live from the Camp Nou next Saturday. Barcelona looking to complete the domestic double and looking, of course, to go on and win the treble. Luis Enrique hoping to match Guardiola's first season by winning 3 big trophies by defeating Juventus in the Champions League final. Our build-up for that one begins at 6. Florentino Perez just sat alongside the Getafe president, who incidentally is a Real Madrid fan. He's a member here at the Bernabéu. With great news for Getafe that they have survived into another La Liga season. Against all the odds when you look at the size of their home attendances, sometimes down at 6,000–7,000 for home games. Tiny fan base.
Had their moments in the past, haven't they, spending decent money on players.
I remember them going into Europe with Michael Laudrup. Took Bayern Munich all the way in the Europa League tie. You remember his James and in that corner.
Didn't spend anything this last year though. 8 million in, and no money spent on the replacements. Slowly but surely over the years they have weakened their squad. This is the second consecutive season that they've just about survived. It's their 11th season in La Liga, consecutive season, which is a hell of an achievement.
3 teams that have gone down after the results earlier today. Cordoba were already relegated, and the clubs that have gone with them, Almeria and Eibar, the tiny Basque club, who survive on gates even lower than Getafe's. Won only 2 of the last 20 games after a sparkling first half to the season, when they were as high as 8th in the table at one stage. But they just couldn't stay the course. It gradually got worse and worse, the picture for them, and they have gone down on the head-to-head rule, finished level on points with other teams above them. But really it was Deportivo La Coruña's surprise point at Barcelona, the champions, that put Eibar down. Finished 2-2 at the Camp Nou after Deportivo came from 2-0 down. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid and Valencia, the top 4. Sevilla finished in 5th, but can claim a 5th Champions League place for Spain if they win the Europa League final in Warsaw against the Ukrainians Dnipro. Good drop here for Odegaard. It will for Jese, and denied by Corina. Just got a flick on that. Prevented a Real Madrid 7th goal.
He does look out of place, does he, in this famous all-white strip of Real Madrid. He's really enjoying himself now. He's getting on the ball. I'm really enjoying watching the positions he's taking up, playing between the lines, making nice angles to receive a pass. Knows when to keep it easy, knows when to take a chance and take a defender on.
Europa League places next season for Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao. So whatever happens in the cup final, Athletic will be playing European football again next season. Corner one here by Nacho. Another change. This is Baba Diawara, trying to come on shortly for Getafe. Toni Kroos for the Real Madrid corner. Odegaard, too long for Kroos. Diego Castro has been one of Getafe's better players today. Scored one goals in that very eventful first half. And we finished on 45 minutes at 3-3. This was his moment.
Excellent, well taken goal. We're going to go today, Getafe, aren't they? They've sure would have approached this game in this manner. They've been needing something on the final day of the season. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have done. Something way to enjoy themselves. I think now it's getting to the stage, if they concede any more, then they won't have enjoyed it.
Sarabia looking for a substitute. Diawara. Marcelo's going to be turning into traffic. Terrific work there from Jese. Caught by Ronaldo.
It's a difficult one this. I think Ronaldo does make a genuine challenge. It's one of those done really well to chase back with Jese. And just feel it's the right time to try and steal the ball. The stance was slightly showing, and Jese does kick through the bottom of his boot. He just pokes the ball away, doesn't he? If anything, Jese just kicks Ronaldo.
Somewhat generous free kick awarded here to Real Madrid. Yellow card for Alexis. Corner conceded by Ronaldo. And there's Rodriguez with his fan club down in that corner.
You'll find him all four corners, same as Kroos when he went across to take a corner. Two new signings have been excellent this season.
They have indeed. And here is Toni Kroos. Showed no signs of weariness. He worried about that. I remember a quote from him very early on in the season when he thought that he might lack for a little bit of physical fitness. Yellow card for Ronaldo, but Kroos has played his many minutes, probably more minutes than any Real Madrid player this season.
Ronaldo just pips him. That's another attribute we forget about Ronaldo, isn't it? The amount of games and minutes that he does play.
Lack of injuries, and we can be thankful that he and Messi have been injury-free this season.
Modric, there's no doubt Modric was a massive loss, wasn't he, in the second half of the season? A couple of serious injuries. Seen very little of Modric, and the partnership with him and Toni Kroos was hugely important to that 22 winning game streak that Real Madrid went on.
A great player though Kroos is. He would be the first to admit he's missed that experience, calming influence of Modric alongside him. That balance rather went out of that midfield unit in Modric's absence. Haven't been able to call upon Khedira much because of his injury problems. He's leaving at the end of the season, the German international. Juventus, I heard, was his next destination. Good release from Casillas. Martin Odegaard. Name of Iker rings around the Santiago Bernabéu. And he responds to that. He's got far more supporters than detractors. It's exactly how it should be. th game for Real Madrid today for Iker Casillas. I think he goes on to beat Super Zorretta's record for La Liga wins as well with this impending victory over Getafe. Still vivid in the memory, that Champions League final at Hampden Park against Bayer Leverkusen, when he got his chance off the substitutes bench and produced a wonderful display to let everybody know the talent of Iker Casillas. Turned 34 last week. Nobody knows, even him, what the future will hold for next season. Ball from James. Here's Hernandez. Marcelo. Jese, brilliantly done. Javier Hernandez denied by Cordina. Getafe have got the free kick. They could have swayed through the Getafe defence again there.
There's been some really intricate passing from Real Madrid in the latter stages of the game. Marcelo, Jese, Javier Hernandez. James with the foul after the save from Cordina. It's always fascinating, isn't it, to see what Real Madrid do in the summer, particularly when Florentino Perez is the president. They don't always buy the players they need in the positions that need strengthening. Well, they buy star quality, they buy quality.
He's always after a Galactico. Whoever is the star name at world football is not wearing the white of Real Madrid. That's where Perez sets his sights. I think it was always going to be, if ever Barcelona wanted a transfer ban, it's probably now when you look at it. I mean, yep, they've gone on and won the title, but, you know, they've got Vermaelen fit again. That's the extra insurance in terms of a central defender, where I think we've looked at them over the last 2 or 3 years, Terry, and thought they were light, and they eventually got mature. Now they've got Vermaelen. We know all about the attacking triumvirate and what they could produce next season. The strength still in midfield, even though they're losing Xavi.
Yep, I think Dani Alves is going to be interesting to see what happens with him, whether he chooses to stay at the Nou Camp. And Pedro as well, I think that's another issue that has to be resolved. He's been so unlucky, a terrific player for Barcelona, and to be behind the front three of Messi, Neymar and Suarez on a weekly basis. And again, players that don't tend to get injured. He's had very little playing time.
One title in 7 seasons is going to make Real Madrid react. No question about that.
Well, he splashed 30 million on a right back. Bernabéu Silva. Contrail possibly leaving, and certainly not been up to the task this season of helping out, or being trusted to help out that left back position. I thought that was the position, the full-back position, that needed strengthening a little bit.
James Rodriguez looking for Hernandez.
He spent an absolute fortune last summer, but it was only a €22 million deficit. They got a lot of money in for the likes of Angel Di Maria, Morata, Xabi Alonso. Invested it on Toni Kroos and James Rodriguez, and no doubt they've been great investments. Carlo Navas hasn't had playing time, the number 2 goalkeeper. Lucas Silva brought him in January.
Still a lot of young players, of course, have won so much. When you look at Toni Kroos, still only 25, James Rodriguez 23, Isco in his early 20s, and Casillas heading towards the 90th minute of what might be his last La Liga game for Real Madrid, and he produces a wonder save here from Sarabia. It's a decent height in the end, but it had action on it, and he needed to be watchful. And the crowd certainly enjoyed that. Sarabia with a corner. No flag. Jese. Chance for Marcelo. 7-up for Real Madrid. The sort of counter-attacking football that ripped apart teams in Spain and elsewhere earlier this season. And the gloss on what has turned out to be a good second half for them after Getafe matched them in the first 45.
Good luck with Getafe, trying to step up, play an offside trap. Plenty of pace, plenty of skill, loads of quality. Marcelo makes a real effort to get there in the dying minutes of the game. Show that hunger to get in the opposite 6-yard box. Good unselfish play from Jese Rodriguez. Good assist. Excellent football from Real Madrid. We never have any doubt they can score goals, and it's just the 7 today.
It was the last play of the game, the last play of this 2014-15 La Liga season. An 8th La Liga hat-trick for the winner of the Pichichi, Ronaldo. His first half hat-trick before he was substituted during the second half. Iker Casillas pulled up a fine late save, but unfortunately received some whistling again, inexplicably, from a small section of the Real Madrid support. But by and large, they've supported their goalkeeper today. They've run out winners in the end here against a plucky Getafe. Is that the curtain drawn on Casillas and his magnificent La Liga career? Only time will tell. But they have finished with a win here at the Bernabéu. And what a sparkling finale it's proven. 10 goals in all. Real Madrid have beaten Getafe by 7 goals to 3.
Well, I asked guys Gimenieta what to expect for the second half. He said goals, and he certainly wasn't wrong. Real were always going to show up at the back while still being potent up front. Some great saves from Iker Casillas, and a deserved round of applause for him, not just for the season, but for the legend that he is. But it is nothing more than papering over the cracks. There will be some soul-searching about what happened in the second half of the season, and we shall see if any heads will roll because of it. 10 goals, and we enjoyed every one of them. So Real Madrid get the win. They finish on 92 points, which would have been enough to have won last season's title. Not so this. They finish ahead of their city rivals Atletico, but not ahead of their bitter rivals Barcelona. Atletico are third, go straight to the Champions League group stage for next season. Valencia will be in the qualifiers as they are fourth.